tonight.
You're going to have a lot of people coming in and wanting to try to grow their own recreational cannabis.
City Council is discussing banning the sale of recreational cannabis once it becomes legal. Plus, how to stay safe on the icy roads.
This is Newcap News with Mikaela Henschel.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Cannabis will be legal in Canada on July 1st, 2018. But here in Lloydminster, non-medical marijuana businesses might have to wait before they can open their doors. Darcy Ropchan has more.
The city needs more time to draft proper bylaws regarding the sale of recreational cannabis. That's the message from City Council when a moratorium on the development of non-medical cannabis businesses passed first reading this week.
So the federal government's outlined their proposed act. That triggers a reaction or an action at the provincial level, which will in turn result in an action at the municipal levels.
Lawmakers in the border city are waiting to see what happens at the provincial level in both Alberta and Saskatchewan before they start drafting bylaws regarding the recreational cannabis industry.
We want to make sure that we have the proper process in place so that someone doesn't go out and spend their hard-earned money and try and take a lease on a piece of property, and then the city says, oh, by the way, you can't operate in that lease. So
this moratorium wouldn't allow the development of recreational cannabis businesses until June 11th, 2018. This date could be flexible, but City Council also briefly discussed the possibility of not allowing recreational cannabis businesses in the city, something that is no doubt worrying investors and workers in the marijuana industry.
It'd be no different than bringing prohibition back or anything like that. Certainly, we realize the community has input, but they also have to realize that the Supreme Court of Canada has decided a lot of different things.
On the business end of things, it's an exciting and nerve-wracking time to be getting in on the legal cannabis industry. Melanie Graham, owner of Canawana Horticulture, is concerned about this moratorium.
If they don't allow people to open up shops, whether they decide to open up a dispensary or how they're going to do it, if they don't allow people to do that, then they're just going to increase the black market.
In addition to keeping profits away from the black market and drug dealers, Graham is concerned that the proposed moratorium until June 11th is not even close to enough time to get a proper cannabis business up and running.
We want to make sure we're going to have enough knowledge to help people coming in. Being a grow shop, we really anticipate the 4-plant limit. You're going to have a lot of people coming in and wanting to try to grow their own recreational cannabis.
A public hearing is scheduled at City Council for December 11th to discuss this bylaw. Darcy Ropchan, Newcap News.
Well, the city is working on clearing the roads here in the city, but it can be tough to keep up with the amount of snowfall as of late. Although it may be frustrating, there are steps you can take towards safe winter driving.
The biggest thing when it comes to winter driving is speed. People are still in a rush. I understand that you have to get places, but whenever the roads are icy, visibility might be bad. The biggest thing is slow down. Leave space in between the vehicle in front of you to ensure stopping distances are appropriate.
Icy conditions can also create dangerous situations for pedestrians. Being aware of icy intersections and crosswalks can help keep you safe while crossing the street.
Just make sure you add a little bit of extra time in case you slip yourself, in case that vehicle doesn't see you. Stopping distances again become an issue. So remember, it's your safety. You're the one that is going to experience most of the difficulties after a collision like that. So make sure you take your safety first.
And other issues like frosted or icy windshields can cause visibility and safety problems as well.
Get out, scrape your vehicle off. Make sure that you have that scraper in your car so that you don't have to chance missing that pedestrian out of the corner of the windshield, so that you're always ready and prepared.
Slowing down in school zone and playground areas is of utmost importance, and children and icy conditions can cause major problems.
Make sure you're slowing down to 30 kilometers during those specified times. Make sure that you're watching out for kids darting out from parked cars, different things like that. So please, again, speed, slow down.
Well, the 5th round of NAFTA trade talks is underway in Mexico until Tuesday. With the United States rattling the sabers, former Battleford's Lloydminster MP Jerry Ritz is expressing his concerns for the ongoing struggles of the trade deal.
If we let this fail, if we let NAFTA slide away, of course it puts us all at risk when you look at all these other emerging economies around the world.
Ritz points to what he calls the problem of a U.S. administration, which he says is hard to nail down on any particular issue.
Everybody outside of Washington, outside of the administration, recognizes the fact that NAFTA was important for the United States. 9 million American jobs rely on Canadian product going south for them to process, refine, and move out, and so on.
He says only the Washington bubble does not seem to recognize the strength of NAFTA trading.
So if you politicize any agreement, of course you'll pick out the downside of it. But the upside certainly is there. It brings strength to the whole of the North American trading corridor when you're up against behemoth traders like China, emerging economies like India and Brazil.
And Ritz underscores that the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, is the way forward.
Said all along, joining TPP gives us an ace in the hole, if you will, in dealing with the United States on NAFTA. We have to have a plan B. This is it.
He thinks Canada is on the right path, and it's just how quickly the federal government can get TPP in place. Incorporating lessons about the Christian faith plays a large role throughout the school day in the Catholic School Division. In this week's edition of Beyond the Classroom, we see how students take those teachings and put them into action during Mass.
Let's all together say, I confess.
Mass. It brings those of the Catholic faith together. Teaching students about their religion is important in the Catholic schools, which is why students get to play a large role during school Mass.
It really teaches them about God in the larger community. So when we teach them through their religion program and through everything we do about God and how it affects them and just the understandings of God in their world through their schoolwork, when we go to Mass, it kind of brings that all together.
Whether it's singing in the choir or reciting a verse from the Bible, each student is pivotal in the place of worship.
The teachers work really hard to get as many students involved as they can. So there's lots of kids greeting when the kids come in, off the buses, and directing traffic, making sure that everybody gets seated properly. Another group will be singing like you saw today. Another group will bring the gifts up.
All students will be part of a celebration during the school year. These grade 4 students at St. Thomas are getting ready for the big day by rehearsing daily.
I really like singing, so I chose to go in the choir.
Getting students involved from a young age helps them better understand why Mass is important.
So it takes a little bit more work if the students are younger because they haven't experienced as many Masses either on their own with their families or at school. But as the students get older, you can be a little bit more independent.
Getting to see God and the singing.
This is Newcap Sports.
If you ask people within the AJHL, they tell you much of the Bonnyville Pontiacs' success can be attributed to the work put in by the team's head coach and general manager, Rick Swan. But the AJHL isn't the only organization taking notice. Hockey Canada's also watching and has awarded Swan with yet another honor. Lance Phillips has more.
When the World Junior A Challenge gets underway in early December, Team Canada West will have a face behind the bench recognizable to many in the Midwest region. Bonnyville Pontiacs head coach and GM Rick Swan was chosen for a second straight season, graduating from video coach in 2016 to assistant coach this year.
It's an honor to be involved with Team Canada for a second time. I'm thankful to the organization. I'm thankful to our players because I leave them for 18 days.
Obviously, he's a great hockey mind. He knows what he's talking about all the time. He's a lot of trust in that guy. He's easy to talk to if there's any issues with your game or anything you need. He's approachable. So guys are comfortable to play here. They like playing underneath him, and I think that helps a lot.
He is probably the best coach I played for, and the things he does, he's so positive. And I think when the game is getting a little down and he's able to pick everyone up and bring them along. And there's not one guy that I know that can say that they don't like playing for him.
In just under 3 weeks, Swan and the Team Canada West staff began assembling a team of players that can perform, something his Pontiacs are very familiar with.
The things he's done is tremendous for me. I think when I got here, my rookie season, 8 points, not really productive, and when I came here, he just taught me to have fun again.
Coming in here as a young guy, I was lost. I was uncomfortable, and just a couple conversations with Rick, and I'm right in here now and super comfortable. It's fun to play here.
It's an opportunity for Swan to take his success with the Pontiacs to the next level, which in turn benefits him when he returns to Bonnyville at tournament's end.
It gets me better as a coach, it gets me better as a person, but to be involved with such elite players at a tournament of that magnitude is a pretty special feeling, something that will be lifetime memories long after I'm gone from the game.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Bonnyville.